So I went ahead yesterday and painted on a bunch of stuff there. You saw a whole bunch of little detail painting and stuff, like the ID bands and all that jazz. And yeah, I was gonna paint this red line on the side of the fuselage, but I tried it a couple times. I couldn't quite get it to match up. So this band here is actually from Hasegawa Zero. That it's one of the decal options I was not going to use at all, so I can swap it from that one. And yeah, then I put these ones on the tail here, the yellow, and they're kind of weirdly transparent. They seem to be getting darker like now, but they're still not very bright. Again, they're kind of transparent, so I'm having a bit of a difficult time seeing them, but they're very good decals. It's quite amazing. 35-year-old decals, and they're basically perfect. They're certainly a lot nicer than the decals Tamiya produces today, which is a crying shame because Tamiya makes these wonderful kits and their decals are pure rubbish. So I'm going to go here. Actually, I did talk to Tamiya about that specifically. It was actually a pretty cool conversation. I was able to contact Tamiya Japan and tell them that for some reason they're not allowed to send decals here unless I contact them directly. So look at this. This is so nice. And the States, which is Tamiya North America, are not allowed to send decals to Canada, or replacement parts for that matter. I have to go to Tamiya's importer, and unless I have a Tamiya box with the importer's sticker on it, I cannot get replacement parts. They will not get me replacement parts, and even when I did that, they still haven't gotten me those replacement decals, and that's been almost 2 years now. Actually, no, not 2 years. It's almost been a year. Still, it's more than frustrating. So, I did give this a gloss coat, and I just need to see about how high I need to make them. About up to there, I think will do. And about like that. Okay. But yeah, these are really nice. Like, they stick very well, and this is 2 coats of Future, so you know, they're sticking very nicely to a gloss surface, but they are a bit transparent. That's the only complaint, but they look nice. You know, it's kind of a weird transparency, but certainly to me it adds to that nostalgia of it being a vintage kit, you know, when they quite hadn't got things perfect at this point in time, you know. Uh-oh, this one cracked. This one did crack. I could see that happening when I took it off. Oop. There we go. I'm just gonna gently press down on it. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. They are showing their age. Oh. Okay, they will crack. So I'm just gonna add some more solvent, and I'm gonna leave them to do their thing. Yeah, I pressed it on here because there's a recessed panel right there, and they're actually, Airfix makes recessed panel lines. New Tamiya kits have recessed panel lines. Oh no, it's flaking. These are worse than Matchbox's quote unquote trenches. Anyways, so I did damage that one, but I can fix it. You know, I I can add some paint on there and just do a little touch-ups on there. I got a color very similar to that. That won't be too big of a problem, or really a problem at all. But yeah, I'm gonna go do the other two on the wings here, and once that's dry, I'm gonna gloss coat it again, possibly twice, just at least on the decals, because they're not really fitting properly. But yeah, I just want to protect them more or less as much as I can, but just got to be a bit more fragile. Got a little carried away there, but they're good nonetheless. And you can see they're kind of just a bit transparent. There you can see. Let me see. There we go. Nice gloss. So I'm gonna go finish this up, and yeah, I'm nearly done, which is quite exciting. So I ran into a problem with the decals, and they didn't want to conform properly to the surface. And when they did conform, like you saw there, they would just break. But they basically did that through the whole thing. And I decided instead, you know, because these are again trenches, not versus panel lines. You know, looks like a miniature of World War I battlefield. So what I did instead is I cut out a circle, put it on there, and then I just painted it some flat red XF7 here. And tried to remove as much of the original as I could. And I did, for the most part, remove a lot of it, except on the sides, not as much. So what I'm going to do now, build the wheel wells and finish all that detail in there, and landing gear and stuff like that. That's what I mean. And then I'm going to get ready to give it a flat coat. So I'm kind of almost done. I'm a bit sad I had to do that, but the more I was using them, the more I kind of saw it coming. And with a lot of these older Japanese kits, they had decals that were kind of sticky to help them adhere to the model better. But at least I got to use these ones here on the tail, so you can barely see them because they're kind of transparent. But at least I was able to remake these ones on here. So I think they look quite nice. I'm very happy with that. I did the engine here and painted the cowling, and this is about what it looks like. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build up the rest of this. I gotta paint the, oops, yeah, I forgot this light is touch sensitive. I gotta go paint the yellow stripes here on the propeller tips, and yeah, flat coat, a couple more pieces to add on to it. Nearly done. Really excited because this has been a really fun kit. So alright everybody, here it is. My Zero is completed. I am really happy with this final result. So let me just tell you the last few things that I did to the model here. I gave it a flat coat and waited for that to dry. That was what took most of the time. That was the last thing I did. Also added in the panel line wash. They are very thick and black because again of the trenches in there. I did have a bit of a problem. This is kind of an interesting thing with the landing gear. I gotta mention this because if you recall in the beginning of my video, I said I wanted to cut this open and have it flapped open because that's what they had a little flap right there. Well, when I took a look at the model and I was studying these parts, I was trying to measure where it should be cut and everything, and I looked closer. So what you do is it's got the landing strut here, and then you attach that to the flap here. with the wheel in the middle. And then the flap here, or door, actually is the pin. So there's no pin for the landing gear strut. It's kind of interesting. I've never seen a model do that before, but it's actually very, very strong, but I wasn't able to actually keep that in the end, so whatever, that doesn't bother me one bit. These doors, getting them to fit around the drop tank, that was another chore in and of itself. So luckily I was able to finish that, get that all in there. Clean up the panel line wash again, shoot over the flat coat, and then remove the window masking. So I'm really glad that I left off the pilot. I wouldn't have been as happy with him, I think. But I'm glad I went with this design here for this different color combination. Painting on these splotches was really fun. It was really difficult to do it, but really worth it. 45 minutes, and I'm looking at it sitting up. I just had it on the shelf. I took it down, and I'm looking at it going, man, I'm really, really happy with this, how it turned out. It's kind of interesting. For 1964, Tamiya, I don't think, had a really good... who knows, maybe they didn't have the technology, maybe they didn't have the best information or something to really go off of when they were making this, but they did a pretty good job of keeping the zero fairly accurate. There's quite a few inaccuracies. I'm not trying to, criticize it on any of that stuff. It's a vintage kit, and so I give it that. But as far as the fit, it's still really, really well done. There are a couple fit issues, like you can see in the side here. The window in the back is a bit too thick, but it's really good. The details there, the rivets look excellent, and again, I'm just really glad that I had a lot of fun doing this model. I'm really glad I decided to build it and get back to building a Zero. I can't explain that in any kind of rational way, but building a Zero out of all the kits, out of all the model kits, building a Zero just gives me the most joy, satisfaction. It puts me at ease for whatever project it might be. The Zero is just the model that I just love to build. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It was really fun to try airbrushing this. And I'm going to go put this one away, and I've got another project I'm going to go start right now. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this build. And again, there's going to be more model builds coming up in the near future. And, well, you just have to be patient and see what those are. So, thanks again, everybody. This is Rebels at Cloud9. If I haven't taught you anything, at least you've learned what not to do. I'll see you guys next time.